I'm just reading this real fast.
The chapter.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look over the outline again. It's been a long time.
It has. It's weird. We always start it like, hey guys, we know we haven't been in a while, but we're
I
back.
think the last two I just did by myself.
Yeah.
Because you and Chase were out of town.
Yep.
Dude, it's literally been...
Of like 6 months.
Yeah, we started this 10 months ago.
Yeah.
In September.
Yeah. And then the last one was like Christmas time, I think, when we got back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because I got back from my trip.
Well,
A
couple of my buddies were like, hey, I actually like those talks because like a couple of them are going through faith trials and they like to see that there's people that, you know, aren't the Molly, like, you know, you got to do yeah.
The super obedient, strict letter of the law.
Yeah, then I'm
it's
just
not us.
And then I'm over here like, do I look like I'm anything close to the letter of the law? I'm like as spirit as it get. I'm like, I cuss you every day. I just ask for forgiveness later. And then I try to be better the next day. It doesn't mean God doesn't love me more. It means I'm still working through something.
It's true. I just feel like the spirit of the law is so much like Jesus was definitely spirit of the law.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Jesus wasn't letter of the law.
100%.
I like the way Chosen makes Jesus look.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our church makes him look kind of mean, and strict.
Yeah.
But the Chosen makes him look so kind.
Well, you know what's funny?
And, like joking.
You know what's funny is all of the sets for the Chosen was ours.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, they might have changed it for that reason.
It's true. Should I wear my faith tank top instead of this?
Do whatever
it's like
you
a
want.
cross, but it says faith as the.
Do it.
Then it'll be more casual.
Yeah. Yeah. You saw me and you're just like
Uno momento.
uno momento, por favor.
Or just go shirtless and clip my microphone onto my chain.
Sure, do it.
This thing is fire. My fiance's mom is gonna like that I'm wearing this because she got it for me.
Oh, do they follow the podcast now?
Oh, dude, that's how they watched my podcast before they ever talked to me.
Oh, were they like, who's the redhead?
Well, they knew he was my friend.
No.
I'm actually gonna tell that story real quick.
You can tell a story if you want. I don't care. What's your guy?
Yeah. Well, now that she's my fiance, I can spill a lot of the tea. You know, that I couldn't talk about before because it was private. Anyways, while Hunter's looking over the outline again real quick. So, my fiance and I met like right around a little bit after we started the podcast. We'd done a couple episodes and I met her. She told her mom about me. And then before I ever talked to her mom and before she even knew about the podcast, her mom had watched the podcast.
Yeah.
All the episodes. And loved it. And she said that's like one of the big things that she's like, yes, you got to talk to this guy because we had a Jesus podcast.
Yeah.
So if no other reason, I know a lot of you guys have seen our videos and it's helped a little bit. Maybe you've been strengthened by something we've said, but if nothing else, it helped me get my wife. Thanks to her mom.
He had spiritual riz.
I guess.
Church
I guess
riz.
so. And now she gave me this epic faith shirt.
That is pretty
I have
fire.
my cool What Would Jesus Do hat that matches all the bracelets. Like she's loading me up with the Jesus merch for the podcast. So
It's pretty dope.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
I got my cross chain. You can't see because it's on the mic, but it's got it with my brother. Anyways, it's been a long time. Long time.
It's been something. It's been like 5 months, man. We've been silent. But we've had a lot of requests to come on back. So now we're back. Now we're here. Now we're jamming.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to be living in the same exact apartment complex,
Oh,
so we
dude.
can just film.
It's going to be so nice. It's going to be so nice.
We can film probably at least once a week. We can make some time.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be in the same place, so we just have to walk to each other's apartment.
We just have to figure out which place you want to do it at.
Dude, the apartment has a crazy clubhouse.
It does have a crazy
It's got
clubhouse.
like good places to sit.
Dude,
I'm sure we can just sit in there and
go middle of the basketball court. Just sit there.
we can just go sit in the basketball.
Shoot hoops every time we drop a banger verse. 3.
That would be kind of fun. We could have our wives join us.
Yeah. Just Kara can't. Well, Kara can actually play basketball decently.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll probably have one episode after this before we get married. Maybe this one and one more. Let's try to do that.
Let's try to do that. And then I get married first, gang.
Hunter gets married in 25 days, and I get married in 31 days.
Oh, dude, we need to do like a couples when we go on like a honeymoon trip. couple's honeymoon trip where we're together because we're both in the same time period.
Dude.
Kara's parents just did that with his best friend because they got married like same thing, 6 days from each other. It's pretty sick.
Crazy.
It's pretty sick.
Speaking of, got to give you and your fiance our invite.
Oh, should I open it on camera?
Open it on camera. You
Let's
got to blur the address though.
39.
No, the address is on the card. I guess it's the same address.
Oh, well, perfect. 397.
No.
They can figure out the rest. If they
People could find it, dude. I've put my address out there on the internet too much in the past.
just blur out my hands.
You have to RSVP if you want to show up to the reception.
August 1st. Please RSVP August 1st. Where's the reception at?
My house.
Oh,
It's here at our studio.
You dirty boy. Oh, look at these cuties, guys. Look at these cuties. I'm so proud. We never thought he would find anybody.
When we started the podcast, I was like, I'm just gonna be the cool uncle that never gets married,
Yeah.
that just hangs out, drives fast cars.
Chantel, you don't understand how thankful I am that you picked this kid up. Because now I don't have to worry about him anymore. Yeah, you don't know how much you blessed my life. I'm like, I need my missionary to find a wife because he's just going to crash over on my couch and Kara would kill him.
Probably would have been the case.
Yeah, probably. So thank you. You've saved me a whole lot of effort of not getting in trouble by my wife.
We have to thank her mom, though, because her mom is what really pushed it.
Mom, you're awesome. Honestly, thank you.
She was like kind of wishy-washy in the beginning, and then her mom's like, no, you got to give it a shot.
Yes, give it a shot because now I don't have a Zach on my couch.
It's true. I used to be on his couch like a couple times a week. That sounds weird. I'd come over and hang out a lot. And then I found her, and then now I'm not on the couch hanging out a lot. Now I'm busy.
Now he has time. He's a simp. He is a simp.
I am.
But I can't really say anything.
You are too.
Because I'm also
We both,
a simp.
I think that's a good sign, though.
Yeah,
if
that's
we
a very
like to
good
be
sign.
around our fiancés, it's probably a good thing.
Well, the funny part is all my friends are like, do you want to do anything today? I'm like, no.
Dude, if she's in town, I'm like, nah, I'm just trying to hang out with her.
I'm just trying to hang out with Kara.
It's been weird. She's been out of town for 3 months now. Like, we've been doing long distance. Same with you.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Not for long. We have about 1 week for me.
dude, I've got about 3 weeks. I got 25 days. Because after your wedding, I fly to her.
Oh, actually?
From your wedding, I go to the
That
airport.
is true. I forgot about that.
So it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be pretty sick. John, keep telling your story. I'm just trying to find this one more thing.
My story.
You can tell whatever stories you want. I met Zach in Houston.
Have we told that story?
I don't know if we did or didn't. We probably did.
We're doing story time right now.
If you ever wondered what it looks like to have like a half a brain cell, just wait till the end of
Any of the episodes. That's what we're really like.
Yeah.
We act a little bit more professional and put together in the actual episode. But afterwards is when we go crazy. Speaking of going crazy, I got to show you guys this. This is kind of weird, but I was doing some work in the sun the other day. I was painting a fence, and now I have weird spots because the paint went on my arm. You got to see this. Look at that. The paint blocked the sun, and then I got burned. And so now I look like I have some disease.
Yeah.
Luckily, this covers it.
Let's see.
Back to how Hunter and I met real quick. What? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I was a missionary in Houston, Texas, obviously. And I met Hunter probably a way I shouldn't have. So Hunter was in an area called Spring, Texas.
Yeah.
It's a really nice area. I was in an area called Woodville, Texas. I loved it, but it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's like a super country town. It's kind of by Lufkin, between like Dallas and Houston, up in that area.
Yep.
And one of my best friends that's also a missionary in Houston, his name is Gavin. He was in Hunter's area, so he knew Hunter. He would hang out with Hunter and do missionary work with Hunter and stuff. And one time, did you come up to us, or did we go down?
We met midway at Conroe.
That's
Schmutz
right.
is going to see this video and be like, these dirty dogs.
Yeah. If
Schmutz, I love you, man.
President Schmutz is watching
we
this.
weren't the very smartest. I look back at that now and I'm like, yeah, we were kind of idiots, and I take some blame for that. But
Dude, I was just so younger. Like
we were the
I didn't know
same
what it was.
age.
But I was so younger, like
Wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure that?
We were the same age.
I was like 19 or 20.
A lot of my missionaries don't understand is we were all the same age.
Well, that's what happens when you end up teaching and
Yeah.
having to be around someone your same age is you become friends because you're the same age.
Yeah.
So, anyways, somehow Hunter and Gavin and his companion convinced my companion and I
Uh-huh.
to meet halfway and play football. So we did.
At night.
We screwed around that whole night, like super late, and we stayed at the apartment in Spring.
Yeah.
And we did that for 2 nights.
Yeah.
We were there for 2 days.
Yeah. 2 nights in a row.
President Schmutz, if you're watching this, I don't know how you didn't catch us.
Schmutz, if you're wondering, we asked for forgiveness because we were just stupid. we were stupid. Looking back at that, I wish we didn't do that, but in the moment, it was a lot of fun. So but we
was
made
a
a
lot.
lot of. Here's where I say this is the good that came.
Here's
from
the
it.
silver lining.
Yeah, is me and Zach became really, really good friends from that.
And now we have this.
Yeah, now we
can
have
talk
this.
about Jesus together on the podcast.
Exactly. Talk about Jesus, hang out. I hang out with him a lot. He's probably the number one person I hang out with.
Yeah.
So it was worth it. If you're asking.
And we met and
It was
taught a lot of
worth
cool
it.
people, and Hunter was able to relate to a lot of people, help them get baptized.
Yeah.
So in the end, it was a blessing. It was all good.
You remember Take when I had the prompting for that? Cool story. I hope Schmutz watches this now. Because we actually did do a lot of work. I know we messed up because Schmutz knows what we got into. A little bit of it.
Literally nothing crazy.
No, nothing
Just
crazy.
hanging out.
But we became really cool. We became really good friends.
Yeah.
But like we did a lot of missionary work too, because I would help y'all probably 20 to 30 hours a week.
We did so much missionary
Yeah.
work.
Like if you're asking Schmutz, I went cross-line. I saw a gun in one. Remember when we went to 242 and we went to the trailer park and was that with you or was that with someone?
Bro, we were with you one time and someone opened the door and just shoved a pistol in my chest.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I do remember that. So I've had some of the missionary experience too, not as much as this guy, but Schmitz, you'll be proud because we were going to go do we were going to go do some inactive visits over at 242, and I had a prompting after picking up your missionaries to say no, we have to go check on Take, and I was actually good friends with Take's brother, who was already a member, and his family's like half and half. But Take backed out of baptism like 4 times. And I figured out the reason really was because he got really close with certain missionaries. And then once they leave, then he had to regrow that trust. So I was like, okay, well then I'm going to go with this kid to every lesson that they go on. That way he has somebody familiar. To the point where when we were going to do 242 inactive visits that night, I had a prompting, and it's like, 7 at night. And it was just, go to Take's house and ask him if he wants to be baptized. We get to Take's house, and it's like, when was his baptism? Like July? Something like that? June? I think it was June.
I don't remember.
I think it was June. And it was like May. It was like early May, and he got baptized in June. But the cool part was we get there, and I'm in the car, and then Zach's just like, well, you had the prompting to come here, so you get to ask him. And I'm just like, okay. And
I was like, bro, Hunter, why are we here? We were just here yesterday or whatever.
yeah,
I
and
was
he
like,
said no.
You got this, bro.
Yeah, so no, I just had the prompting, and then I think I'd said there, I think it was you or Dean Dinger said, so if he says yes, when do we want it? Like a week or 2 from now? And I'm just like, no, it's going to be about a month. And I think I said even like the date. I said it's going to be early June or something like that. Like I said it pretty much on the money.
Yeah.
And then we ring the door, and I'm like, hey, Take, I just had a prompting to, come check on you. I just felt like that, you were ready to be baptized. And we just changed our plans and came to you. And he just looks at me. He's just like, how'd you know? And I'm just like, I don't know. And he's just like, actually, yeah, I do want to be baptized. I'm ready to be baptized. And then I was just like, oh, okay, that's awesome, man. So when do you want to be baptized? And he was just like, oh, like June 3rd. I swear it was like June 3rd or 4th. I can't remember this date, but I knew it was one of those 2 days.
Yeah, we can look back.
Yeah. And then I was just like, okay. And then he stayed through it and got baptized after committing and then decommitting 4 times. So I did do good work. I was a little misbehaving child.
And we did Davion.
We did Davion too. Yeah, I was able to baptize Davion. No, so I did do work. I was a little misbehaved sometimes.
I can name a lot of stories. I'm not going to name a lot of stories right now.
I was like the cowboy version of what a missionary was, but I tried my best at helping Christ's mission.
I think what it is the way the missionary system is set up, it almost makes it so people are kind of turned off to talking to the missionaries. The way that we would go about it, which I know is not the right way, but we'd go about it in a way where we were being ourselves. We'd be personal with the people. We'd become friends. Instead of just being like a robotic person where we're talking to them everything we're supposed to be saying, we would become friends with them and then help them learn along the way in a much more casual, easy to sit down and relax kind of way. And that's what worked best for us.
And like, for me, my missionaries, God blessed me with a lot of good missionaries. Like I had Elder Wendell, Elder Moulton, which I still see Moulton a lot at BYUI. And we always say hi, but like my missionaries they were obedient. Like you were very obedient when it came to following rules and make sure you weren't getting into things that you weren't supposed to get into.
Yeah.
But you also like stretched some of the rules, right? But the rules that you stretched weren't some that are
they weren't like
terrible
bad rules
in my eyes. It was like, you just wanted to be more of a real person. But it does help because a lot of people get turned off because it's almost like they think it's sales in a way.
Yeah, because you act like a salesman.
Yeah, where it's like you just want me to join your church because it gives you numbers and then it's good, right? Now, a lot of people don't know the actual reasons why. But that's why, like, for me, I also have a different perspective to it. It's like if you show people that you're real and you actually do care, instead of being like, oh, I do care. So when do you want to get baptized?
Yeah.
Then it kind of turns off. Like, if that was me, I'd be like, well, now I don't really want to. I'm like, that's on God's time and it's not on yours. So it's just one of those things where, I think there's supposed to be different missionaries for different reasons because I seen a lot of the missionaries that were pretty hard and like letter of the law instead of spirit of the law. I'm very much more spirit of the law, but I've seen missionaries that are letter of the law that were very good missionaries. And, some of the people that they taught and baptized, they needed a letter of the law type of person. For me, I was more spirit of the law. So I think God knew that I needed the spirit of the law missionaries. And I got all of them. I got all good missionaries. I had Zach, I had Gavin, I had Latu, I had Masaki, I had Alan, like all the missionaries I had that came through there were all missionaries that I have really good bonds and friendships with, and it was just because God knew what I needed. So I think missionaries are needed in all different shapes and kinds, and even though we got in trouble, God needed you there because you were able to make a good friendship with me, and hey, we still do these podcasts, we still talk about God, and we have a good time. So
well, dude, you remember that, not to take shots at Smoots, but I'm going to say something.
Oh.
So, me and Hunter were sitting in my apartment one day after we ate breakfast or dinner or something, because Hunter would always come over, we cook together.
And before we even say anything, like, we were mad. Like, I don't hold any grudges now. Like, looking back, I'm just like, yeah, he's right. We were a little stupid. But
oh, yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I love President and Sister Schmoots. But in the time, I was like, okay, this is a dumb rule, and I want to do this, so I'm going to do this. It was nothing ever against them. It was just mainly like
they're
just the ones
kids
telling it and enforcing it, and I didn't want to listen to all of them. So we were sitting there pondering, and I was like, dude, what would be cool if we did a car show and called it Cars for Christ or Cars in Christ?
Yeah.
Because there's a big car show around the country that's called Cars and Coffee.
Oh yeah, I do remember this conversation.
Yeah, so we're sitting there at the island on the island in the kitchen, and we're discussing this, and I start looking it up. I do car shows here in Idaho, so I shoot my photographer guy that makes our flyers and everything. I shoot him a text. I'm like, hey, bro, I need you to make a cool flyer called Cars in Christ with this car and this location and all this stuff. I'm going to try to find it. If I can find it, I'm going to put it up right here. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
didn't it get really successful in like Lubbock?
Yeah. So I texted President Schmutz. I was like, hey, I had this idea. I want to do this. And he's like, okay, let's talk about it. So we talk about it. And from my point of view, he says, that sounds good. Let's do it. So I start moving ahead. I start printing these flyers off. Like, we had some sister missionaries with us. I give them a bunch. They're handing them out. We're handing them out. We have a lot of cars that are like not Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, nice cars that are going to come out to this car show. And then President Schmutz gets word that it's getting big, and he calls me and he's like, what are you doing? I didn't say you could start this. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, this is going to bring a lot of people to the church. We'll be able to talk to them. We'll be able to do our missionary work, and we'll be able to hang around cool cars because I love cars. Basically, he shut it down. He moved me out of the area, and then some other missionaries tried to run it, and it was a flop. It sucked. It was horrible.
Yeah.
From everything I saw, there was like 6 cars, and they were not the coolest.
Yeah.
And they actually scratched my flyer, the one that I had made, the professional one.
Yeah.
They said no, and they made one that was super cheesy, super corny,
Yeah.
lame. Anyways, Hunter and I the other day, we were scrolling Instagram while we're hanging out.
Yeah.
And we see this post on national news saying it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Dallas, I think, or Fort Worth.
It was. I think it was Lubbock.
Lubbock.
It was either Dallas or Lubbock. One of the two.
In somewhere in Texas, had stole my idea. First off. Second off, it was making national news because it was such a huge car show, and it had grown so well and gotten so successful that it was on the national news.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this was my vision.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to do, and I got shut down. And I'm not bitter about it. I'm not salty about it.
You might be a little bit.
In the moment, I was.
Yeah.
But I knew it was inspiration. I'm glad that someone took it up and that it's being successful and helping people to come to Christ through cars, just like I was envisioning. But
Yeah.
that's like 40 minutes of us going off topic.
Yeah, probably. It's been a minute, so we're just giving you all our stories. At the end of I loved the funniest story I have with Schmutz. If they see this, it's going to be funny because I actually do respect them a lot. I know I was not like the smartest convert at first with y'all, but that's okay. You know, live and learn, right? It's all about life.
Yeah.
But the best memory I have is one of my first talks, which I don't know if they knew this or not. One of my first talks, and this is like their first week into the mission field in Houston, is right when I got baptized into the church, is right when they came into the church, basically, or in the mission field, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember that same night we played basketball with the elders because they were like, let's play basketball because, you know, it's a special day. You got baptized and do all that. And they're just like, oh, this is our new mission president, Hunter. This is Elder and Sister Schmitz. I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? But funny story, before I even met them there, the stake president, so I'm very close friends with President Myers, which you guys probably know who President Myers was. He's been stake president in the Spring area for 10 years, 12 years, a long time. He should go be a mission president. I love Myers. I remember he was telling me because he asked me to speak in the state conference. And I looked at him, and, you know, I knew him because of his son Hiram, and we were friends in our group chat. We're all friends with each other. And I was just like, man, you should know me too well by now, knowing I'm not going to talk in front of 3,000 people. And he's just like, why? Are you a baby? And I'm just like, well, no. He's just like, you fly airplanes, but you don't want to go talk and state conference? You're a brave boy. You can do it. And I'm just like, fine, I'll do it. And I honestly just spoke at that conference because it was Myers. If it was anybody else, I'd have been like, I'm just not comfortable yet. But no. But that was like a week and a half, 2 weeks after I was baptized. And that was my first talk ever. Like, ever. I've never gave a talk and award in my life. Not even for Fast and Testimony Sunday. Nothing. Well, we get to the conference center, and it's full. Like, Spring Stake is probably the most member-populated stake in Houston. And I'm sitting on the stand, and I think it was I think it was President Schmutz that was there. And I'm just going with my knee, just rattling my knee up and down, up and down, up and down. I would do it, but it sometimes hurts my groin. It's still healing. And I remember him just being like, are you okay? And I'm just like, no. Like, I was very blunt. Like, it was my nerves, because usually I'd crack a joke like, yeah. I was just like, no, I'm not. And I'm not okay at all. I'm like, I'm very nervous. And he's just like, oh, don't be nervous. It's gonna be okay. So he was a good mission president. He was a nice guy. But I remember I get to the stand and I slowly get up, and then I get to stand, and I'm just like, I don't have my talk. And I went off. I pulled my phone out of my pocket just to make people think I had something. And I pulled my phone out, just put it there, black screen. There's nothing on there. I just didn't want people to think I forgot my talk.
Oh, no.
And I started going off. Well, I wasn't off script. It was actually a really good talk. I'll have to find it. It was like I was speaking out of the spirit that day because I had none of it. Not any of it. But start giving the talk, and it was like probably one of the best talks I've given, and it was about my conversion and everything else. And I remember everybody brought me muffins and stuff. I remember sitting back down on the stand, and he was like, good job. I'm like, thank you. I have no more stress on me anymore. And I was just like, oh. So that was the funniest moment I had with him. That was like the first time I ever met him. It was because I kept kneeing him. It was him or Sister Schmutz. I can't remember, but it was the funniest thing. But yeah.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times. We love them.
Yep.
Come on, we love them.
We do.
Good times.
We were just idiots.
Yeah, a little bit. But it was fun. We made some good memories. We made some great times.
So many good memories.
So many good memories. We'll have to just do an episode of mission stories one time.
Yeah, tell them everything we did wrong. There goes,
and right. There's a lot of right. Yeah. There's more right than wrong.
My dream is to be a mission president, so I'm trying not to screw up my chances here.
The church is going to see this video and just block you from everything forever.
I hope they know I changed my ways. I don't do that anymore.
No, we're chilling.
I was just stupid. I was a stupid kid. But, live and learn. There's definitely other apostles and prophets and everything else that did dumb stuff, and you know what? They learned from it. They're like, yeah, that's kind of stupid that I did that, but it's okay.
It's true.
Learn from it, right?
It's true.
So, all right, should we get into what we're talking about today?
We should.
Awesome.
You guys, welcome back to... What episode is it? I got to make sure I'm saying the right number. Give me 1 second.
He's old now. He doesn't know anything anymore. Please.
I got to look us up on YouTube. Stillwater Podcast. 79 subscribers. That's awesome.
Hey, how about that? We grew somehow.
Episode 13.
Hey.
This is episode... Okay, the last one was 2 months ago. And that was myself because you were gone.
Yep.
The one before that was 5 months ago, and that was just me.
Yep.
Because you were gone.
Yep.
And then 6 months ago, episode 10 is the last one we did together.
Yeah.
That was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. So we're back.
We're back, and we're better than ever. We're both engaged. We're almost
at the finish line.
Engagement is almost expired. We're almost married.
It's like my convert pass. I can't use that anymore.
No.
It expired like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
you're...
I'm coming up on my third year.
Dude, that's crazy. I've almost been home for 2 years from my mission.
Yeah. Third year of being in the church.
That's wild.
It's wild.
Guys, we've been busy. We've been working. We've been hustling. We've been planning weddings. We've been...
We're ready for our honeymoon trip and just to relax. That's what we're ready for.
Yeah, so we're going to do probably 2 more videos, and then we're just chilling again. We're taking a break.
Probably for a month, and then we'll get it back up. You're going to already hear it. We're living right next to each other, so we're going to start the podcast back up once we get back in August. And when do you get back?
I'll be back end of August.
Yeah, so then by September, we'll have videos, and we're going to try to pump a video out once a week again.
Yep.
We've been pretty bad at that, but life just been busy. We kind of live not far from each other, but far enough where it could be a hassle sometimes. So now that we're neighbors, it's going to be pretty good.
It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
So we won't have this background anymore, most likely. Maybe occasionally.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it'll be a new background we're going to have.
You get a college married apartment. So freshly married apartment.
Yeah, so we'll just have to set up one of our apartments as a studio or something.
I got a sick couch now.
We're going to use Hunter's couch then.
Yeah, we have a nice couch. It's brown.
Nice.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know
Oh my gosh. But
I don't know
cool.
either. But guys, today we wanted to talk a little bit about 2 Corinthians 12. And the main topic is how God uses trials to make us stronger. And so Paul talks about that in 2 Corinthians 12, about how he turned to God in his trials and how it made him stronger.
Yep.
And so, do you have something to say before I ask the opening question?
Yeah. So just a little background of 2 Corinthians 12. Paul states that he's basically struggling hardcore. He's having a hard time spiritually, and it's because of the persecution and just everything else that he's going through. That he actually goes to God through prayer and says, God, I have like all these thorns on me and I can't stand the thorns anymore. And God says, well, you know what? I know you have thorns because I've had those same thorns, which were spoken in John, but we'll talk about that later in the verse that goes with that. I have a better explanation for it. But he talks about these thorns, and these thorns could be anything from persecution to anxieties to stress to health to mental health to anything, right? All these thorns just attacking you. People attacking you as a Christian, just anything. There's thorns everywhere in the world. But then Jesus said to Paul through prayer is like, you know what, you can do it and you can overcome these things because I'm there with you. And if you turn to me and rely on me, then I can help you through all of these struggles. And from that, Paul said, okay, I'm going to have strong faith and strong strength again because I can do it through Christ, which is also in Philippians when it says I can do all things through Christ.
4:13.
Yep.
It's a great verse.
It's a great verse.
And it's so true. So, guys, the question I wanted to start off with before we jump into the chapter and read it, I just want to ask, and I just want you guys to ponder this. Have you ever gone through something difficult and wondered, God, why aren't you fixing this? I know I have. I've never gone through anything major that I had to think about that question, but I've had a lot of minor instances where I'd turn to God and be like, I'm trying to do my best. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why isn't my life going how I want it to go?
Yeah.
And I think that's another way God kind of uses it to humble us.
Yep.
And to say, trust me because I have your best interest in mind and I can see your whole life. I can see the whole plan. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what your life's going to be, but I do. Mm-hmm. So trust me. And he might even give us trials just because of that, because we need to become humble and submit our will to him so that he can guide us and direct us through what we need to do.
Yeah. I think the number one thing is just to know that, God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. No. He's not going to give you a trial that you can't handle. And most trials, a lot of trials aren't even from him. It's from Satan. But he gives us the power to overcome those trials. And, a lot of times they'll become battle scars. Like, for example, I had to get surgery to get out a mole on my ankle, and I have a scar here, right? It's very noticeable. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a very noticeable scar, right? Yeah. And now instead, I just remember how I overcame that, and now it's just a memory, right? And I think that's what God gives us, is spiritual memories. And I don't really remember wanting to feel the pain of the scar. I know the pain. I remember the shot that they gave them cutting out. I remembered all of it. But it's kind of the same in the spiritual sense where God will give you the power to overcome these trials. And, you might leave a scar or two, but those scars aren't bad scars. They're just showing the battle wounds that you had to overcome. But those wounds also remind you of everything you did to overcome it, right? So, maybe I was scared. I had to go to the doctor, so I went to the doctor. I mean, I'm afraid of doctors, but it reminded me that if I go to a doctor, then it can make me well again. Just like if I go to Jesus, he can make me spiritual well again. So just know that, trials aren't given to you as a punishment. They're given to you not usually by God, but God helps you overcome those trials, at least to me. And, I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'll have to see that. But I always looked at trials as like, Satan's going to put us through trial and God's going to help us overcome that trial.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's just the thing, is we need to trust him, because if we trust him, we're going to be able to walk with him through all the trials, and he's going to help us and guide us through all of them, instead of having to figure it out on our own.
Yep.
Because that's when we mess up and when we get sucked into, whatever the trial might be.
Yeah.
Do we want to read the chapter and then we can kind of break it down from there?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Got it pulled up right here. Pulled up. I got all my scriptures right here. Got it pulled up on this as well. So, let's see. Or should we talk about... Should we go through these points?
We can go through those points if you want.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit above, though. I think God gives us trials, too. I'm still pondering on what I'm thinking. I think God gives us trials, too. I think it's just a different type of trial, if that makes sense. It's one to strengthen us better. I think Satan gives us trials that, isn't meant from God. But as you turn to God, then he can help you overcome those trials. So I think it's two different learning points. I don't know. That's one to ponder on and think of.
Well, because God is all-knowing.
Yeah.
Technically, God is
so he knows
everything. So I would say technically it's from him because he allowed Satan to give it to you. If it's a trial that Satan's giving to you. If not, I mean, if you have to go through something and you're being stubborn and you're not going to learn it the easier way, he's going to have to kind of slap you across the head.
Yeah, no,
and
I agree.
be like, bro, lock in.
Yep, like today, Junior, today.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you have any experiences in your life where your prayers weren't answered immediately, where you were praying for something in specific maybe and God answered it in a different way or just didn't answer at all and it was kind of a sign for you?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned this story. I had a buddy that passed away a couple years ago from a pretty horrendous crime. But I asked God all the time. I was just like, why him? He was a good guy and he did nothing wrong. And I just always asked, why him? And, it was to the point where I just kind of was giving up on faith and giving up on Jesus. And eventually I got my answer, but it wasn't really on my own doing. It was my fiance. We were just hanging out with some of her friends, and I was just not feeling it that night, and I was just having, memories of him, and I was just upset. I was in a point in my life where it was probably the darkest moment was coming back to school and coming back from that after knowing he passed away. And it was just funny because I always asked, I was like, why? Why him? And she noticed that I was having a bad night. So she's like, okay, guys, we're going to go, we have to go do something. She made a white lie up just to help me and figure some things out. And we get outside and I start crying and breaking down. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And I was just mad, right? And she said, well, let's just try to read one scripture, okay? You haven't read scriptures for a while. You've been distancing yourself from God. I'm just like, it won't help. And she's like, well, try. So we pulled into Matthew 14, and God teaches about, Jesus helping Peter, and he was spiritually drowning. And it's the same in life, right? And the same choice he gave Peter is we have two choices to make. We can give up when hard things happen that we don't understand and lose our faith over it, and you can drown. Or you can just have trust in me, grab my hand, know that he's going to be okay, that you're going to be okay, and that if you believe in me, everything will turn out just fine.
Yeah.
But it's your option because we all have agency to choose what we want. And that night, it pulled me out of my spiritual drought. What I learned from that is that God answers my prayers. It might not be right then and there, but it could be through time. But now I look back and said, well, you know what? That's probably one of the harder trials I've ever dealt with. And it's cool to see how God blessed me because now I'm like, no, just have faith and it'll work out. Have faith. Turn to God, it'll have faith. Might not happen right away, but it'll happen eventually.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's take a break.
Welcome back from Zach and Hunter's potty break.
We've been sitting here for an hour.
I know. We're catching up, guys.
Yeah, it's been a while catching up with you guys. That's what it is.
But
got to get some water. Okay.
All right, so we were talking about the bullet points. We talked about was it praying? Like, why does God not answer our prayers immediately?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
The next one is times when waiting built faith.
I would say maybe for me and Kara, which, for any of Kara's family, I could have vibed if we got married in April, looking back at it now. But me and Kara have been dating into marry like 2 years, which, in the church is pretty long.
Yeah.
But like outside of the church is pretty short.
Yeah.
But for me, it tested our faith a little bit because we both wanted to be married. And then long distance
long distance sucks.
Yeah, that tested our faith a little bit. And just with all of it in general, it tested our faith, like knowing, can we do this? Is she the one? Is he the one? But through all of it, God has always helped us see that we are meant for each other, and that over time, actually, our faith grew more and more for each other and for God. But I don't know. That one is a hard question because I'm very impatient too, usually. So it's kind of hard to think of a time where, build. But I keep thinking of how our relationship was, and how we had our rocky roads, but both of us kept having promptings that were saying she's the one, he's the one, and just have faith and it'll work out. And now, like, we couldn't be happier than ever. I love Kara. I hope she loves me. And sometimes I'm a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's just one of those things where, I think God blessed our faith in him and in our relationship because we always put him first before anything. We always pray every night with each other. We always ask God how we can be better in our relationship. And he's our number one mentor, our number one supervisor, our number one friend, number one coach, number one father. So,
yeah. I would say kind of the same thing. I think this isn't really anything about patience, but with my fiance and I being long distance, we've been able to grow our relationship with each other and with Christ through studying our scriptures most nights. We've been pretty good about most nights, praying most nights. I mean, we're not perfect, so it's not every night. I'm not gonna try to lie and say that, but
see, our FaceTime calls sometimes get glitchy, so I'll be like, what did you say? I didn't understand. You're gonna have to start over.
Bro, that makes me crash out at my phone. That's one thing I'm so excited for, is to be able to just be in person, to be able to talk in person and not have to worry about glitchy calls, because dude, I crash out of my phone every day.
It's to the point where I'm about to start counting down the minutes of when I can see Kara again. Yeah. I'm like, I'm if you're watching this, I miss you a lot.
Chantel, I miss you a lot.
But I have Pookie with me too. He's keeping me alive. Chantel, I love you, but he was my man first.
Can't lie. I can't deny the facts. The last point before we jump into the chapter is moments where, looking back, you realize God was strengthening you. I think there's a lot of times where in the moment I'm like, this sucks. What am I doing? Mm-hmm. Even with this situation right now with doing long distance, when it first started and within the first half, it was kind of just terrible. Like, honestly, I hated it. It sucks being far apart. It sucks not being with each other. But looking back, I feel like we've been able to strengthen our relationship a lot by, first off, having that trust in each other and that trust in God that he'd watch over us. Yeah. And second off, by putting that time and effort into our scripture study, into our praying, into trying to become better people and more Christ-like people apart, that even in the moment it sucked, or even though in the moment it sucked, looking back, it's clear that it did benefit us, that it did help us. Yeah. That's just one example. I'm sure I can think of other examples. Do you have any off the top of your head?
No, I mean, I can think of, I have countless numbers of testimonies of the Savior now, and which is awesome, but each one has its own little personal trial. And, I do agree with what you said. I think God gives us trials to, build our faith, and I think Satan gives us trials to try to tear us down. Yeah. Right? But all the ones that God helped me build my faith with were, long distance. It helped me with patience, because I hate FaceTime calls. I hate it. If for all of those watching, if you think I like FaceTime, I think it is of the devil. Like, I hate FaceTime. And it's because I can never understand a word she says, or whenever we're talking spiritual and something's important, it always seems to glitch out right when we're talking about something really important spiritually.
Every time.
And it just annoys me. I'm just like, I can't do it. So I think the number one thing I've learned was patience. Patience when it comes to just calming down and overcoming it. The second thing, a trial I've had, I can name countless numbers too, but like with my buddy passing, I learned how to have faith. I learned how to have better faith in things that are unseen and unknown. I've learned from just experiences with friends, old friends, everything else, is to learn how to see the different perspectives of different people's sides, which I sucked at like a year or two ago. But now I've gotten really good at seeing other people's perspectives, including my own. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I wish I did things a little different in the past, but in the past I was hurting, right? So I think everything that you go through is something that you can learn from. And that's the reason why God gives those things, is for you to learn and grow and to be stronger. So then when Satan does come to try to tear you down, you have like an arsenal of things to overcome it, of lessons you've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought of one more time in my life that I'm going to share right now, looking back, that I realized God was strengthening me. Honestly, my whole mission. In the beginning, I had no desire to be there. I did not want to be there. I
Didn't see me.
didn't know Hunter yet. Hunter came about a year in. Like right around my year mark, I met Hunter. But
And then his philosophy changed. And he's like, this is pretty dope.
it was pretty dope before then. But yeah,
When I had a buzz cut.
that's crazy. That was short.
I know.
Looking back on my mission, as much as in the moment, sometimes I didn't appreciate it. A lot of times I did appreciate it, but especially when I was nearing the end, in the middle. But in the beginning, it was hard. It was really hard. It was not fun. I did not really enjoy it. But looking back, I realized that my testimony grew more than I could ever imagine. My faith in Christ grew more than I could ever imagine. And my love of him and his gospel and of people also grew so much. And that's one way that God strengthened me, was through all the experiences on my mission. Those 2 years dedicated to serving the Lord and helping other people to come to that faith, that helped me strengthen my relationship with God a lot. And I'm so grateful for that. And so those were the mission is, I don't know how to word this. It's not a trial, but it's hard. You're going through a lot of hard things, a lot of new things. You're not used to any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
You're almost like thrown in the fire of it too.
you're fresh out of high school. You're 18 years old, a little boy.
Yeah.
And you're just tossed out into this den of wolves that people are just eating you alive, basically. And so I guess it is kind of a trial, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
But looking back, that trial, it's like the refiner's fire. It refined me and shaped me into who I am today, where I love learning about Jesus. I love talking about Jesus, and I love Jesus.
Yeah.
And so that was a huge thing for me. But that's the points for that segment.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I just missed having the spiritual conversations like this. This is going to be such a long episode. We're going to have to like cut half of this in half.
Nah, this is going to be a long. It's going to be like
a 3-hour episode. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay. We're just catching up again. This has been fun, dude. I forgot how much I missed this.
Same.
We're going to have to do it once a week.
Once a week. It's like, it honestly is such an uplifting thing for us personally as well.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it helps people out there. I hope it helps you guys, but honestly, it helps us a lot.
I like a lot of stuff like that I like to do is just share the different perspectives, like I said, right? It's like, I want people to understand that, we're not perfect. And for those that think you're perfect, then sorry to tell you, you're wrong. But I don't like people that even act perfect. I'm like, you can't be perfect. There's only one perfect person, is Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And you know what? I believe that touch tips of our toes, but oh gosh. And see, this is welcome to our podcast. No, it's just one of those things where I like to preach for the little guys, and I like to stand up for the people that feel like that they're getting stepped on because of culture or because of people or anything. And I'm like, that's not what following Christ is. And I've seen it both in this church and out of this church and other denominations. I see it all the time. And it's just one of those things where every Christian just needs to stop doing that. And you just have to get off your high horse and learn that, you know what, you can be as hard as you want on yourself, but other people are on different points of their lives. So it's trying to fight for those people and say, hey, just because you're at a different place than this person, God still loves you. He's there for you. So,
yeah. Should we read the experience straight from Paul's mouth?
Let's read the Paul. Not Jake Paul, not Logan Paul, the Apostle Paul.
Saul turned into Paul.
Yeah.
Because he's a G.
Whenever you said G, I just hear. You know, I think like the GTA. Never mind. Just keep going. Just keep.
No idea.
Don't worry. Just read.
All right, I'm reading. Do you want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah, actually, that's nice. I could just sit there and look at the camera. I'm going to look at y'all.
You cut me off and tell me when you want to talk about certain parts. That's your job.
I'm going to look at the camera like this the whole time until you get to that part.
I'm just going to put the camera to just zoom in on your face the whole time until you break eye contact with the camera. Starting now. It is not expedient for me, doubtless to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell. God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. God knoweth. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For thou, I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities than the power of Christ, that the power of Christ may rest upon me.
Stop. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. So I want to go back on that. We kind of talked about it in the beginning. So those thorns, like I was saying in the beginning, it says in there, Satan gives us those thorns, right?
Yep.
Those persecutions that we face on a daily basis, the struggles, anxieties, the hardships, no matter what. It could be from hardships from people. It could be hardships through Satan with spirituality. It could be any of these things, right? But God also says that he can help us through any of those struggles. Yeah. One thing I want to point out is if we go to John, which let me pull up John real fast. John's a pretty cool guy. If you don't know him, you should get to know him. John, where are you, John? Why do I always lose my stuff? I was doing so good preaching for half a second. Please hold.
It goes Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Yep, there it is. All right.
It's not just the hat rack.
Yeah. John. John. John, 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 John. John, 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 John.
It's clever lyrics.
John, 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 John. John, 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 John. John, 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 John. John, 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 John.
It's like the music when you call it DMV and they're making you wait on the other line.
Except for John.
Except it's John instead of whatever weird music they play.
All right, so it says in John, it's 16:1, and we'll go all the way to 4. But these things I have spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. Now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you asketh me whither else to go. But he's basically saying there that, I forgot where else it says it. I think there's, it might be, I'm blanking on it. But he's basically saying there in John that, they persecuted me first. Be ready because they're going to persecute you. Because you love me and you're following me, they're going to treat you like they treated me. And you're going to get hate and you're going to get persecution, which is what Paul's going through. He had some persecution, and Jesus told that. He prophesied that. He's like, whatever happens to me, people are going to hate you. Now, it might not be as deep, or, we might not get killed, because Jesus died for us, right? But It could be where we get made fun of. We might get spit at. We might get laughed at. We might get persecuted for our faith, for our religion. And that's one of those things where he's talking about is if you have faith in me, then it'll be okay. If you just trust in my plan, even though this stuff may happen to you, you will be okay. Satan might try to attack you. People might try to attack you. They might try to hate you. They might try to tell you you're wrong. Well, guess what? They did it to me. So if they did it to me, then it's most likely going to happen to you because they don't want you to follow me. And so the lesson of that is what Jesus said. Can you read that line for me of what Jesus said to do?
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Yeah. So the weakness that you're struggling with, if you go to God, he can make that your strength. But if you have to turn to him. If you don't turn to him, then what good is he going to do? He can't, right? Well, he can, but...
He's waiting there for you.
Yeah.
He's literally standing there waiting, begging you to turn to him.
Yeah.
And you just need to turn to him.
Yeah, you just have to have faith. That's what he's trying to have you do because you could try to do it your way, but 99% of the time, your way is going to fail, right? And that's why he's saying, if you come to me and you ask for strength from me, then I can help you. Because he's wanting you to put faith in him because he knows that if you put faith in them, then you can be saved, that you can be forgiven, that you can be all these awesome things, right? But it only takes you to turn to him.
Yeah.
Simple equation.
Yeah.
You plus Jesus equals happiness.
And success.
Yeah, and success.
And joy.
Yeah. You minus Jesus equals probably not good. Probably pretty bad. Yeah.
Pretty you're a natural man, so you're gonna do the easy way. You're gonna do the things that Satan's tempting you to do if you're not sitting there with Jesus and letting him into your life.
You like that? I got a bachelor's degree to do that math right there.
Yeah, you did.
Special.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. Verse 10. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
For when I am weak, then I am strong. I love that too.
Mm-hmm.
I am become a fool in glorying. Ye have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you. For in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I am nothing. Truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in all patience, in signs and wonders and mighty deeds. For what is it wherein you were inferior to the other churches, except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you? Forgive me this wrong. Behold, the third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you. For I seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for their parents, but the parents for the children. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for you. Though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile. Did I make a gain of you by any of them whom I sent unto you? I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walked we not in the same spirit? Walked we not in the same steps? Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto you? We speak before God and Christ, but we do all things, dearly beloved, for your edifying. For I fear lest when I come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults, and lest when I come again my God will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness and fornication and lasciviousness which they have committed. I'm going to be honest, the beginning and the end are a little bit confusing, but the middle is where all the fruit is in my mind as I'm reading that.
Yeah.
I love when Paul turns to Jesus, and I love when he basically is saying, like, it kind of sucks standing up for Jesus, but it's so worth it.
It's not easy.
No, he's saying he's going through all these hardships, all these trials, all these things, but he's saying, like, that's what makes it worth it.
What's one things God loves?
Effort.
Effort.
Yep. I think that's one of the things he requires is like, I know a lot of Christian denominations say like, as long as you accept Jesus, you're good and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that is true. You're saved,
Yeah.
but saved is not the same as like thriving, you know?
Yeah. It takes effort to be on like the same wavelength. Like,
Yes.
like when Jesus, and you know, you can believe in Jesus and that's awesome. We want you to believe in Jesus, but are you reading scriptures? That takes effort. Are you praying? That takes effort. Are you trying to live your life where you can be in a good place? Are you trying to live the Lord's commandments? That takes effort. That takes hardship. That doesn't mean you're not going to have any struggles behind that, right? I think of Elder Stevenson. He gave a talk called Bridging the Two Greatest Commandments, but there's one part of the talk I liked in there, which is he was talking about the Golden Gate Bridge and how it took time to build it, right? It took about 4 years to build that bridge. And it didn't happen overnight, right? Like, this is one of the most magnificent pieces of engineering that's ever happened in the United States. It didn't happen overnight.
No.
It took years, right? In a day, they got like 0.1% of that bridge done. 1%, really. But well, no, not 1%. It's like whatever. I can't do math. But just think of it that way. God's not asking you to change and be perfect overnight.
No.
He's not asking you to get rid of your addiction overnight. He's not asking you to stop cussing overnight. He's not asking you to put the bottle down overnight. Okay? He's asking you to get better each day. Get 1%, 0.1% better each day. Just don't stay stagnant and don't go back, right? And that's what effort does. And if you can do that and you put 0.1% effort, I bet you'll see the blessings of putting the bottle down. I bet you'll see the blessings of cussing, which is one of my big things of stop cussing, right? You'll see the blessings of beating that addiction that you have. But it takes only 0.1% better each day. And eventually, maybe 4 years in time, then you'll be the best you've ever been spiritually. And you'll see the fruits of your labor for putting effort into God and just by doing the things he wants you to do. But it's not something that usually changes overnight. It can, because again, God can do all things. We've known that. But usually it doesn't. So just know that if you start small, with small things or great things come to pass. Or what's that verse? You know, the better. That's from the Book of Mormon.
I'm trying to think the exact quote, but that's basically it.
Yeah. So for those that don't like the Book of Mormon, I'm sorry, but I gave you a Book of Mormon verse. You should try reading it. It's a good book.
It's a great book.
Good scripture.
We've shared this poem before, but I want to share it again. It's the Footprints.
Go for it.
It says, one night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking alone on the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed 2 sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. So he's going through these trials. Mm-hmm. He notices there's only one pair of footprints. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump ahead. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I've noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. So he's looking back, he's noticing the trials, the thorns in his life. Mm-hmm. There's only one set of footprints. Mm-hmm. And now he's questioning it.
Yep.
The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you.
Yeah.
And it all goes, it goes back to that chapter where Christ is with us. When we accept him and let him in, he's with us. He's walking beside us. And in our hard times, he's carrying us. He's carrying us through our trials.
Yeah.
Because he's the only way we can get through them.
Yeah.
And I just think that poem fit perfectly with that chapter.
Yeah. No, I like that.
And it's beautiful. Yeah.
Like, if you're just going to stay for our video for 3 straight hours, I'm expecting to subscribe.
A like, a subscribe, and a comment.
Yeah.
Positive, preferably.
Yeah.
We don't like the negative
We
ones.
hate the Mormons. Thanks, man. We love you.
Yep. Yep. I think that's funny. That's no rant. Never mind. No rant.
I mean, we could rant. Honestly, I think this episode is so mumbo jumbled.
This episode. Okay, fine. I'm gonna rant. Okay, I'm not gonna name any names, but the Baptists really like to. They really like to preach anti-Mormon, and I just think it's funny how some churches. I mean, Jesus says to love everyone, right?
That's the 2 greatest commandments: to love thy God and love your neighbor.
Yeah, and then they go and they hate on us so much. Like, yeah, we might not believe the exact same things,
but we believe in the same.
We believe in the same God.
Fundamentals.
We believe in the same Bible. We believe in the same principles.
Believe in the same Jesus.
And it's just funny how
the only difference is that we have the Book of Mormon, which they don't think is scripture. Which, you know what, fair. You don't have to think it's the same scripture. I get it. You know, if you're strong to the Bible, I get it. But
I just wish people would give it a
chance. Yeah, or
give
like respecting it.
Yeah.
Respecting us as people, because we respect everybody. Like, I love my Baptist friends. I love dude, I love all denominations, and I actually want to get other denominations on the podcast to just help out, and just talk about their side of things too.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to have a good conversation when it's just debate, and it makes me laugh because I'm like, okay, well, if it's not us and you disagree with another denomination because of one reason or the other, then you're just battling each other all day, which makes me think, like, how is that Christ-like? If anything, you're causing contention, which means you're falling further and further away from God.
Yeah.
And, that's my personal belief. I know a lot of people would probably disagree with that, but, when I see contention where you're arguing with yourself all day about one denomination or the other, and or you're ganging up on one whole, one denomination as a whole, I'm just like, how does that make you love your neighbor? How does that make you follow the teachings of Jesus? I'm like, it doesn't. For me, I don't see it, but I know a lot of good Christian people that do follow Jesus in those churches too. So I'm like, I get you.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think it's Christians versus the world. Not that it's like, not that it's like a fight, but I feel like us as Christians need to unite rather than divide, because Christianity is the true way. Jesus Christ is the true Son of God.
Yeah.
And our Heavenly Father is the true God. And I'm not bashing on Muslims or any other ones, but they're not the true religion.
Yeah.
Christianity is the true religion.
You ever watch, you ever see Creed?
I've seen Rockies.
Okay, close enough.
Through whatever.
So Creed in the movie, he's learning how to box, right? It's in the first movie, and Rocky looks at him and says, "All right, you're going to learn how to beat your biggest enemy." And then he pulls the mirror and shows him in the mirror. He's like, that's your biggest enemy, right? I think of it as the same way as Christians look in the mirror, and then that's our number one opponent, right? And it's because we keep battling each other so much where it's like we're not being productive. We can do so much more good by collaborating and working together instead of just battling and debating each other on who's right, who's wrong. Ultimately, I think that, you don't have to be in our church. I think you're going to make it in the same place we do. And I think we're all going to make it to heaven together.
There's got to be different routes. We can't be the only way.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't have any problems with that. I have problems when people are just like, well, you're wrong and this and that, but then you don't even give us a shot. You read what's on, Reddit, and you're just like, oh, that's what the Mormons believe. And I'm just like, you're stupid. I'm like, that's your take on it. You're going to judge our whole religion because of that, or because you read something that was from somebody who left, who was anti, that was completely false. I'm like, come on now. If you're gonna make a decision, at least give it a true and fair shot. Because I went to Baptist churches and Methodist churches and Catholic churches, and it just wasn't for me. And it's no hate on them. Like, they seem like really good, God-loving people, but it wasn't for me. I didn't feel the Spirit there, and I felt it here. So I'm like, you could tell me I'm wrong or I got led astray. I mean, I've heard it all. So,
well, and I know people that have gone to our church
and felt the same thing,
and they've been like, okay, I didn't feel the Spirit there, but they've gone to a Methodist church or a Presbyterian church or whatever, and they felt the church there, the Spirit there. And I feel like it's like you said, that you needed this certain kind of missionaries to be able to really match with them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same with the churches. Some people don't mesh with this church. Some people mesh better with other churches, and that's God's way of getting them back to Him.
Yeah, and I was about to say the exact thing. And it's funny, I was actually talking to one of my bosses about this the other day, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know why God led me to this church, but He did. And, I see people that leave the church, and I don't think whoever's a member that treats somebody that leaves the church wrong is completely wrong. And that's like a small percentage of members, like 1%, 2%.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are pretty like, that's awesome. We want you to follow God. But, I went where God wanted me to go. But I think that's what people need to learn is, God might call somebody to a different area of Christianity. Like maybe, for me, God needed me in this church. I don't know why, but there's a reason why, right? Maybe God needed somebody else somewhere else where they can feel God's love and spirit, right?
Absolutely.
And, each one's different. Like I don't care what the rest of the Christians say. I've been to like 7 different Christian denominations churches, and I went to a Baptist, I went to a Methodist, I went to a Protestant. Honestly, my favorite non-denominational, my favorite are Methodists. I love Methodists, but each one was different. So no matter what, I'm like, you guys can say whatever you want, but you guys are also preaching different things and doing devotion differently, just like we do different things and do devotion differently. So I'm like, choose your battles. I'm like, you want to battle Satan or do you want to battle Jesus? And if we want to battle Satan, then we should work together to do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
There we go. We're getting our flow back. We're getting the hang of it.
You get spicy. Oh my gosh. Stop it, you.
No,
that was like the gayest thing I've ever did.
I just think it's funny when different religions think they have everything.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in our church think that we have all the truth, and people in other churches think they have. I know Catholics really think that because a lot of people I watch on, for podcasts and stuff to learn about God, and they're
just
Catholic.
Different perspectives.
Yeah, I like to watch a lot of different stuff to learn.
Yeah.
But some of them I watch are Catholic, and they definitely think that they are the one and only.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the churches think that they are the one and only. But I think that honestly, if we're all striving to become more like Christ and we stop trying to divide, I think we're all gonna make it.
Yeah.
I believe. I don't just think. I believe, and I would like to say I know that we're all gonna make it back to God, because why would He turn away a group of people that are trying their best to follow Him and be like Him?
Yeah.
And just say, no, sorry, you weren't in the right denomination.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny too. If people actually like, oh, they're not going to like this, I'm going to bring his name. Dun, 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 Joseph Smith. If you actually look at the life of Joseph Smith, he went to like a Protestant church. Like they were considered Protestant.
Yeah.
But
his family was split between like 3 different churches.
Yeah. And the thing is and for those saying he was deceived, I'm like, I don't know. He was following God. He was doing his thing. He wanted to be closer to God.
Bible,
yeah.
Going to
and
church.
They had a family Bible, and he would read that Bible every day. And one of the things was, he couldn't figure it out because he would be hearing all these different things in his ear, which are all the denominations arguing with each other. I know world history, you guys think you don't argue with each other. You did. On like every stupid little thing. And that honestly drove people away from Christ. I'm like, what do you think is the message of you doing that? That's not good. No. And that's why he asked a question, which is where you think that with the golden plates of God, which church is true? Which church do you want me to go to? He prayed to ask God which church is true. And God sent him where God wanted him. And he found the golden plates. He translated it. So I'm like, you can argue with me all day saying that, he was deceived. I'll be like, okay, you can think that. I think he was blessed by God because he was asking God, where should I go? He was asking God through prayer, where should I go? Which a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need a prophet and this and that. I'm like, well, he technically wasn't a prophet when he was asking God, He was a
14-year-old
He's a 14-year-old boy. He's like asking God, so which church do you want me in? And where do you want me to go? And that was God's answer. He gave him his answer. So take it as you may. You can think it's deception. You can think it's not. I don't think it is because he was asking God. I don't think God would lead somebody astray, but take it as you may. You can believe what you want. I love you still. I just don't like how we get judged for all that stupid stuff. And yeah, I'm not going to say the church didn't make mistakes in the past either, because men are imperfect.
Very.
And it was in a time period where it was imperfect, and a time period where there was slavery, and a time period where there's just a lot of things going on. So, but people like to hang on to that stuff too. So it is what it is. And they can have their own thoughts, beliefs, and battles. I'll have mine. But it's just funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We went so off topic that we're just going off on new stuff.
That is okay. The next... I just jumped up to here because we already kind of hit everything else.
Yeah.
The next part is...
We'll get like 5 episodes out of this. What are we at on the timer?
We started at about 6:15. It's
Oh,
7:40.
it's 7:40. We're good at like 3 hours.
So verse 9, it says, Christ says, "My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness." And that's kind of the point of all this episode we're talking about, is that's like the main point.
Yeah.
Where we are weak. Christ is strong. We come to him with our weakness. He's going to make that into a strength for us. He's going to turn that into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I guess that's mainly the whole point of this episode, is turn to Christ in your hard times and in your easy times, but especially in those hard times, because he thrives on making those weaknesses into strengths.
Yeah.
Some things the world says things like, hide your weaknesses, be strong on your own, you don't need anyone.
Yeah.
Things like that, where it's like empowering yourself, you don't need God. That kind of stuff. God says, come to me, let me strengthen you. My power works through your weakness. So God is there to help us become strong. All it takes is us submitting our will to him, and he is going to make whatever he wants out of us.
Yeah.
He's the potter, we're the clay. He's going to form us into whatever he needs us to be.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants us to be, whatever we're going to do. But we have to show up, and we have to turn ourselves to him. I love that. And I think one of the last points we wanted to talk about was... Do you have something to say? One of the last points we wanted to talk about...
I just had a yawn.
...is why would God allow trials? We kind of already hit that a lot.
Yeah.
God allows trials because it grows us. It strengthens us. It helps us to find ourselves, find Christ, and to realize how his power works in our lives. And how, as we go through those trials, as we go through those hard times, that if we turn to him, that he's there. And like I said, personally, I haven't gone through anything crazy. But Hunter, you've gone through some crazy stuff. You've had friends pass away. You've had a lot of trials.
Yeah.
And you've seen your story with Kara, where you guys went out and read that scripture.
Yeah.
And that kind of turned you towards God again.
Yep.
God strengthened you in that moment when you needed it. And that's what he's there to do. As we turn to him through our trials, because we're all going to experience trials in our lives, whether they're big or small, whether they're now or 50 years down the road. We're going to experience some trials, and we just need to remember who to turn to, where to look, where to find that peace, and where to grow that strength.
Yeah.
Because it's all through Christ.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's that glorious, luscious blonde hair.
Bro, I've been working on it. I've been growing this hair for 4 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 months.
See, mine has been 3 months, and I don't think it's even grown.
I'm gonna put up a picture right here of me 1 year ago to the day. It's, what is it, July? I want to say 5th. It's July 14th. Oh, I'm so cooked.
Is my hair longer than
I get
last time
married
you've
in a
seen
month.
me? Yeah, I get married in 25 days.
I don't even know, dude. Your hair looks the same.
Yeah, figures.
Mine is so long though. I have 1 more month of growing it out because I kind of want the wavy beach look. I'm going so off topic again, but
He wanted to be a beach boy, dude. No offense to the California people.
My wedding's on the beach.
California boy. You're going to North Carolina.
My suit is linen.
Is it North Carolina?
Yeah, it's a linen suit on the beach.
You're going to look like a mafia boss. It's purple.
Have you seen my suit?
Isn't it purple?
No, the suit's like whitish. It's like sand color.
Oh.
The tie is purple. The shoes, I'm going back and forth between classy and just go darker brown shoes or
Do gold.
matching with my tie, a lavender purple
Do
loafers.
it. No, do that. That would look dope. That would look actually really dope in the pictures. You just, dude, that'd be actually some sick pictures.
Maybe I'll get both.
Sorry, I had onions and spinach before I came here.
Maybe I'll do both.
Do both.
I'll have both pairs. We'll see. So that's a little tangent again. I apologize. We are
This episode's everywhere. We're sponsored by Hunter, where Hunter is awesome.
and we're sponsored by Zach.
And Zach.
And I feel like
Zach is honestly
I'm gonna be
the
honest.
coolest person ever.
if we're sitting here being super serious the whole time, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, the spirit's there, but you guys might get a little bored. I don't know how well you can feel the spirit through the phone. I'm sure that's there.
You know what we have to do?
We gotta joke sometimes. We gotta have fun.
You know what'd be awesome too? Once we get you moved into your new setup, like I said, September is honestly going to be pumping out more fun videos, but then we can even research on the dot and type. We can even like not debate, because I actually kind of like debating and I'm better at that than just talking shit in the camera. But you know, like the videos of people hating on everything.
Yeah.
Could even do some of those. Those would be fun. But we need to get a computer set up so that we can type easily and then share screen, which we can probably Zoom call that. Share screen to it, and then I don't know. We'll figure all that out.
We should do live streaming too, where we just live stream the episode so everything is in it.
That would be fun, actually. We should do that.
So then we don't have to cut anything. We don't have to edit. We just live stream and then just
Next
uploads.
episode, we're just gonna live stream. Honestly,
episode.
that's easier. We'll just do Facebook lives.
Well, it'll be on YouTube.
All right,
but
yeah, YouTube lives. And,
Everybody, we'll let you guys know on Facebook and Instagram and everything that we're going live.
Yeah.
And so you guys can tune in and watch it live.
And then I'll try to be less tired so I can think better.
We'll just drink some caffeine before.
He likes energy drinks. I do not.
Oh, I love them.
I have had a probably total amount in my lifetime to 4 energy drinks. Probably less. Probably 3.
What's today? Wednesday? Tuesday?
Yeah.
I've had probably 4 this week.
Oh, well.
Just kidding. I've had 2 this week.
He had as much energy drinks as probably I've had my entire life.
I had 1 yesterday and 1 today.
Okay, maybe I had 5 because I had like 2 last semester, 2 semester before, and then that was the first time 4. Because that's the first time I've ever had energy drinks.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's just not for me, man.
I'm gonna say big shout out to my fiance's mom again. We're Celsius buddies. We love our Celsius. Dude, everywhere we go, she's got it strapped.
Oh my gosh, dude.
She's like a Navy SEAL, but for Celsius. Like she's got a couple cans on her at all times. It's beautiful because that benefits me too. We like bounce
Again,
off.
thank you for taking him off my hands. You've saved me so much time and money. It's been great.
Yeah.
He tells me all the time about Monster and Celsius.
I don't like Monster.
Oh, really?
Not really.
I thought you used to drink it a bunch.
I used to drink it at Red Bull, Monster.
Yeah, Red Bull.
I'm more of a Celsius guy.
He upped
I
it.
like Ghost.
Oh my gosh. No, you know what? Chantel's mom, let me tell you what your daughter's marrying. We're on the mission, and we all want to go to Chick-fil-A. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to go get waters because it's been hot. It's like a 97-degree day. We've been out in the sun all day. I get to Chick-fil-A, and this kid looks at me and says, I want sparkling water. I'm just like, huh? He's like, I want sparkling water. I'm like, do they even have that? He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, they have sparkling water. It's so much better than regular water. I'm like, what are you? Fancy boy? He's just like, it's just better water, man. You should try it. So I'm just like, they definitely don't have sparkling water. We get in a drive-thru, and I'm just like, yeah, can I have 4 waters? And Zach's like, no, I want a sparkling water. I was like, do you guys have sparkling water? Can you tell this buffoon that we don't have sparkling water? And they're just like, oh, no, we do. And I'm just like, no shot. I was just like, they actually have sparkling water at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is, every time we went to go get Chick-fil-A, he'd order a sparkling water, and I make so much fun of him for it because we're at a Chick-fil-A. I'm like, drink normal water,
Gotta
buddy.
do what you gotta do.
You just like the bubbles.
I'm not scared of bubbles. I love them. I love the bubbles. The bubbles make it
You want Chick-fil-A?
interesting. Should we get Chick-fil-A?
You want to go get Chick-fil-A?
We should finish this and get Chick-fil-A.
We should go get Chick-fil-A.
Bro, my fiance is like a manager at Chick-fil-A. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she knows all about the sparkling water. She doesn't know about this story, but she knows about this, that they have sparkling water. Should prove you wrong.
Good luck, Chantel. He's awesome, though. He just...
She knows. She knows.
You're just going to buy a lot of money on sparkling water and Celsius and energy drinks.
Dude, my fridge right now is stocked up with Alani's. I saw a pack at Costco yesterday. I had to try the Alani's.
Hold on. He just... Oh.
It's the bottom drawer, and there's some on the shelves. The whole bottom drawer is full, though.
It's funny, dude.
You want one?
No.
It's cotton candy and purple cotton candy.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Take one.
I drink water.
Should we try one right now?
No.
I'm going to try one right now.
You try it and tell me how it tastes.
We're
I
gonna
can't
crack-
drink energy drinks. Dude, that
sip.
stuff gives you heart attacks.
Bro, it's a sip. It's just a sip. You're going to fall in love with the flavor.
That's why I don't want to sip, because I don't want to get into an addiction with an energy drink.
Dude, I think this is not spiritual, but I think caffeine's addicted to me. I'm not addicted to caffeine. Caffeine's addicted to me.
How about we finish this episode, just go to Chick-fil-A?
Okay.
He can have his sparkling water.
Basically, you guys, what we want you to do is keep praying, keep turning to God, keep trusting Him, and really remember who you are as a child of God, because that's going to help you to be able to turn to Him more easily. I say Him. We have heavenly parents. Turn to them. We talked about that before.
Yep.
And just try your best to remember who you are. Like I just said, I lost my train of thought. Let's remember what Paul says. I'm going to read that verse 9 one more time because it's so good. And we'll leave you with that. He says, "My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." God wants you to turn to Him with your weaknesses. He will turn it to strengths. He will bless you. And you will be able to overcome those weaknesses and those trials a whole lot easier with His help. So please do that on behalf of Hunter and I, and for yourself. But you guys, that was a banger chapter. I'm so glad we could talk about that today.
Yeah. We'll try.
Honestly, it fired me up. I'm fired up.
You know what gets me fired up?
Sparkling water at Chick-fil-A.
No. No.
What gets you fired up?
Sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Honestly, I'm feeling the same way. It's been too long since we've done this together.
I know. And now we're about to do it all the time, buddy.
Yes, sir.
We're back at it. The
You
boys
guys
are back.
Locked in.
Yeah.
What did I just...
Just
Oh, gosh. We need to end the episode. You guys, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Please help us out by hitting that like button. It costs you nothing. Same with subscribe button. Dude, it will actually help us out so much if you just hit those two buttons. If you leave a positive comment, and if you follow us on Instagram, that's all we ask. That's like 3 buttons to push.
And if you see us, give me a high five.
Come up to us in person. We should go do interactive videos in public again.
We could. That'd be fun. We go street preach.
We could be the street preacher and stand on like a pallet. Or like a milk carton. I mean a milk box.
Milk carton. I can just see Joseph just on the milk cart, just
Preaching.
preaching the milk.
Milk's the best, dude.
All right, so with that, the episode's over, and we love y'all. Have a good night, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
We will. We'll have our wives
I
on.
miss.
Dude, once we're married, we'll have our wives on.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Peace.
You miss.
Don't. That's gonna knock the whole tripod over. Oh.
There we go.
Oh, are you guys okay? Oh.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay?
They're not okay.
Are you guys okay?
Don't.
Guys, are you okay?